Hey everybody, this is Brittany here from Surfing Waves of Light, and today I'm going to be going over the Liverescue 369 Cleanse. As I go over this presentation, I just want you to know that I will not be reading off the slides. I'm just going to be adding in other important details, so feel free to pause this video at any time if you want to read over anything more in depth or to help you to understand what I'm saying if this is your first time learning about the Liverescue 369 Cleanse. This is an overview slide that I made. I drew all this out. Just gives you a general idea of what your next 9 days is going to look like when you start doing the cleanse. This is my internet business card, some places that you can find me, just in case you are interested. So why cleanse? It's important to read this slide, and I just want to add that when you think about putting a medication through an IV, if you've ever gone to the hospital and you needed an IV placed, you want that line to be clean. You don't want to have other drugs going through it or other things going through it. So what cleansing really does is it clears out all the junk that's in our body, mostly in our liver, and it helps to make our stomach more of an opportunistic vessel of absorption for nutrients and all the high quality fruits and vegetables, making sure that they really get an opportunity to be absorbed and integrated in the best way possible. It's always important to honor yourself. Please let me know if at any time during the cleanse you're coming up against some blocks or you don't like a certain food, you need a substitution. We can always talk, we can always integrate anything we do during a cleanse with any regimen that you're already on. You just need to make sure that you have a conversation with me and know that there is no right way to do it, and this is just part of the journey. So, yeah. This cleanse is based on Medical Medium's Liverescue 369 cleanse, which is in 2 of his books, Liverescue and Cleanse to Heal. This cleanse has a high percentage of beautiful water being surfers, swimmers, ocean people, forest people, lake people. And so I'm setting an intention with water for this cleanse because that's the theme and the vibe I'm getting based on the people that have been interested. So some general overview things about the 369 cleanse. Our focus for the 9 days is to increase our intake of fruits and veggies for all meals. So we're minimizing grains and beans, and there's an entire list of foods that we will not be eating at all during the 9 days. One of the things you're doing during the first 3 days is you're not going to be having any fat until dinner time. It's important that you always eat as much as you need to feel full. There's never a reason on this cleanse to be hungry. There's tons of food that you can eat, and you should never feel like you need to be hungry. In fact, it's best to snack every 1 or 2 hours. So keep that in mind. You know, we have meals set out, but it's sort of more of a flow rather than a sit down for this meal, sit down for this snack. Just feel free to incorporate that in a more free-flowing way. You're going to drink plenty of water, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Find recipes and snacks that you'll enjoy. Feel free to be creative, and keep in mind that I do host nightly group meetings. This time it'll probably be around 6 or 6:30. That we'll just hop on. It can be short, half an hour to an hour, and it's all optional. It's just for you to come, report on how you're doing, give me any feedback, and ask questions. And I'll usually do a meditation or some sort of energy healing. There's always a fun little activity or topic that we can talk about. I always do some education and help you get ready for the next day and the next couple of days. So it's a really great meeting to come to keep you having a lot of access to me as well as on top of what you're doing, because you'll see there's a little bit to know. This is the list of foods to avoid. I'm not going to go over all of it, but you can read that. And if you have any questions, please let me know in our Zoom meeting. This is a slide on what to eat and drink. It talks about water and some other things. So again, if you have any questions during this presentation, I encourage you to write them down and bring them to our meeting so I can elaborate on anything that, you might have a question on. So here is the first 3 days. This is a slide or a section of the video I encourage you to pause. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but basically you're going to start your morning with water, then you're going to have a juice, and then you're going to have a smoothie. There are some options in the first 3 days, but that's what you'll be doing in the days 6 through 8, is doing lemon water, celery juice, and a certain kind of smoothie. So if you just start that right off the bat, you keep it simple, you keep your shopping list simple. But if you want some more variety and you love breakfast time, then feel free to explore some of the different guidelines to help you know what you can snack on. Also, so lunch is meal of your choice within guidelines again. This is going to not have any fat in it, and that even includes coconut oil and avocado, any kind of plant-based stuff. You'll have apples in the afternoon, you'll have a dinner, and then every night before bed, except for on day 9, you're going to have 16 ounces of lemon or lime water, as well as a hibiscus or lemon balm tea. So for the first 3 days, here are the guidelines that you want to keep in mind. This slide tells you a little bit about what radical fats are, because there are some fats in fruit. It's just they're a different kind of fat, and our liver processes that a bit differently. Here's day 4 through 5. Once you get to days 4, you now are going to be following this regimen. You're not going to have as much choice anymore. Like I said, the first 3 days, you can pretty much customize your menu. But on these days, you're going to have lemon water, then celery juice, then a smoothie, some variation of steamed asparagus, and the salad and Brussels sprouts for lunchtime. Mid-afternoon, you have apples, dates, and celery sticks. And then dinner time, same thing, kind of steamed asparagus, Liverescue salad. We'll be going over the Liverescue salad. You'll have more details about these things, so don't feel like overwhelmed. I'm just trying to give you a quick idea of what's going on. Also, just keep in mind, you never are supposed to be hungry. So if you finish your smoothie in the morning and then you need to eat again, you're welcome to have any fruit, have another smoothie before lunchtime. So again, you never need to be hungry. You don't need to just sit and eat in one setting. It's a little bit different than that. And in fact, it's much better to just snack every couple of hours. So days 4 through 6, no fats at all, and follow the meal recommendations. Pretty simple. Okay, here's days 7, 8, and 9. Just look at this and don't feel like you need to start preparing for this. You have time, but you're going to start day 7 and 8 with Liverescue morning. In the lunchtime, you'll have spinach soup over cucumber noodles. Delicious. And then in the afternoon, you're going to be having a second celery juice, which I invite you to make all your juice in one day, right in the morning. That's totally fine. It's a nice way. You just put it in the fridge, put a lid on it. I highly recommend using mason jars. We constantly use mason jars and we love them. Dinner time on day 7, you get to have like a special potato dinner. It's really nice. It's something that you'll really enjoy at that point in the cleanse. You can kind of just look through the rest of this. Day 9, you're going to be doing 16 ounces of lemon or lime water right when you wake up in the morning. And then you're going to do 2 16 to 20 ounce celery juices, 2 16 to 20 ounce cucumber apple juices, and then you can have as much blended melon, papaya, or fresh squeezed orange juice as you'd like. So melon, that includes watermelon, honeydew melon, cantaloupe, any melon. It's so delicious. We love this day. There's nothing better than after eating the way you've eaten for 8 days to just be sipping on these fresh melon and juices. You really do feel pretty amazing. Here are some suggestions that you can do if you want to turn your cleanse up a notch. So in the first 3 days, you have a lot of choice. You can have some beans and grains, like really high quality brown rice, really high quality beans. You are welcome to have that at dinner time. But if you really want to go super hard, advance your cleanse a little bit, you can take out all the oils, avoid all beans and grains, consider steaming all of your veggies. That's the best way that you can cook them. It has the least amount of interference from other things. You want to follow the Liverescue morning every day. That's a way to turn your cleanse up instead of having those variations on the first 3 days. And also drinking celery juice every day, which you don't have to do again in the first 3 days. And keeping all the animal proteins out. So in the first 3 days, you can have a little bit of chicken or high quality fish if you'd like, as long as they're from an organic, whole, a high quality source. But yeah, if you keep those out, then just have a plant-based dinner. That's another way that you can really turn your cleanse up a notch. I do want to mention that in the first 3 days, a lot of people will feel really good. You'll have a lot of energy. You'll realize how much fat can make you feel tired, actually. But a lot of people will decide not to eat fat at dinner on the first 3 days. And I recommend against that because you'll be going for 9 days or for 6 days after that completely without fats. And so the whole point of the first 3 days is to ease your body in. So you don't even really want to take fat away unless you already have a very clean, clear, low fat diet. And that's a way to step up for you. But for most of us who eat fat usually all day, if not most of the day, you definitely want to just ease in. Make sure that you are eating some fat at dinner on days 1 through 3. So for all of us active people out there, everyone in this cleanse is super active. I want to make sure that you know what veggies are really high in protein. So if you're going to be working out or you're doing heavier labor, which I don't recommend during the cleanse, cleansing should be a time of lighter efforts amongst our other life. We obviously all have jobs and requirements, but during this time, I encourage you to have as little requirements as possible. You know, don't plan on going out to dinner. Don't plan on doing extra things for other people. Just take this time to really honor yourself and be able to rest and feel how you're feeling as you go through the process. So if you are doing some labor, you're going surfing, which is what me and Greg do a lot during cleanses, we make sure that we have a high intake of these things when appropriate. So you can take a look at that list. You can put a bunch of spinach in your smoothies in the morning if you need that extra sort of durability, stamina. So now I'm going to go over some of the foundations of the cleanse. I'm going to fill you in on what the Liverescue morning is, more on celery juice, Liverescue salad, and afternoon apples. So this is what the Liverescue morning looks like. It is 16 to 24 ounces of lemon water. You're going to wait 20 minutes, and then you're going to have a 16-ounce celery juice, wait 20 minutes, and then you're going to have a Liverescue smoothie. This is how you make a lemon water. Pretty simple. In the morning, in the winter, we like to make hot lemon water with ginger and lemon, which you're welcome to do. If it's really cold, I encourage you to make it hot, and also drink some cold or room temperature water, but the hot water is really a great way to start off the day, especially too if you are coming off of caffeine. I would put in a big scoop of honey too, which you are welcome to do all throughout the cleanse except for on day 9. 16 ounces of celery juice. This is a way to how to make and drink celery juice. If you are new to celery juice, feel free to ease in. Definitely during the first 3 days, don't feel like you need to do 16 ounces. You can start with 4, 8. Just work your way up. And if you already drink 16 ounces or that's not a lot for you or you're cleansing, so you want to advance your cleanse a bit, feel free to go up to 24, 32 ounces. I just would say ease in if you're new to celery juice. If you're a pro, then feel into what is good for you. This is Liverescue Smoothie. It's got 3 ingredients. All 3 can be kept in your freezer, so you can stock up on this right away as you go out for your first shopping. Wild blueberries, 2 cups of frozen, and you put those in with a packet of dragon fruit and some bananas. Super delicious. I drink the smoothie most mornings. I love it so much. I highly recommend a Vitamix blender. We go to the store, we buy bananas in bulk from, oh my goodness, right off the island, Pangea. They have a smoothie banana section. They have organic bananas, and they are 49 cents a pound. We get a huge bag of bananas for like $12, and that will last us for a week or 2. We eat a lot of bananas, especially when we're cleansing. This is some information on the Liverescue salad. You're going to read over this. I just want to mention that the goal of these salads is for everyone to eat 4 to 8 cups of leafy greens. I'm being extremely honest. I've never eaten 4 to 8 cups of leafy greens. I just don't have that big of a stomach, or I get full really fast when I eat leafy greens. So feel free to moderate this to your comfort. And, you can always try to build up to more greens, but just, again, make sure that you're honoring yourself. There's no need to overfill yourself, or you don't want to make yourself sick. You just want to go with what feels good, and remember that you are already doing a really high vibration thing for your body. So if you don't stick to it exactly 100%, you're still doing an amazing thing. Here are some options for the Liverescue salad that are recommended in the Liverescue book. And here are, this is the third option, option C, and this is inclusive of all the different kinds of fruits and vegetables that you can put on the salad. So take a look at this list and find the things you like, and feel free to mix it up, because you will be eating salad for quite a few meals. So you don't need to eat the same salad every day. We have done different, very creative things, which I can tell you more about in our meetings, to help make this a little bit more enjoyable. Unless you love salads, which is awesome, then charge. This is the vinaigrette dressing. I like to tell everyone about this because this dressing is delicious. It's fat and oil free, so you can have this at any time during the cleanse except for day 9. It's a great one, and it's one of the reasons you'll want to make sure you have a bag of oranges in your fridge while you're doing this cleanse, so that way you can make this dressing. And yeah, you can, add cilantro or kind of edit it to your liking, but this is a simple recipe that we really love. So another big aspect of this cleanse is afternoon apples. Almost every afternoon you need to eat 2 apples, a certain number of dates. Sometimes you have to have celery or cucumbers, but basically when people first see that, it can seem very monotonous, but actually it's super great because there's a lot of different ways that you can have the afternoon apples. Here are some of the ways you can have them that I have listed on the screen here. Also, if you join my Mighty Networks group, Kiwi Cosmos, there is an afternoon apples topic section where I put all the recipes in for these and more. Some people have been very creative during the cleanses and come up with different ways, so I highly recommend you join that group so you can see all the different apple ideas, so that way you can mix it up throughout your cleanse. So I just want to mention nightly meetings. As part of the cleanse, I host nightly group meetings. I'll have the first meeting the night before the cleanse, January 7th. This is totally optional. I just put this time and day out there because I want people, if they have last minute questions the night before the cleanse, they need to do a final shop or something, I want them to know that I'm available the night before at this time. If you do want to come because you're free, I sometimes do intention setting. We'll talk about who we are, where we're coming from, and start to meet the group. So it's a great meeting to come to, but it's totally optional. All the meetings are optional, but I definitely recommend coming to them throughout the cleanse, as doing it with the group really facilitates a fun environment. And this group is super awesome, full of surfers and awesome high frequency people. And so I'm just really excited for that energy. It always adds such a great aspect to the cleanses that we all do together. And like I said before, I'll do some meditations, energy healing, whatever comes up. Okay, so right here we have an example menu in your prep list. You'll see that one of the things you can do is make up your own menu for the first 3 days of the cleanse. So here is a sample menu that you can do. This you do not have to follow, but it's just to give you some ideas. This is a very healthy, very high frequency example menu. Usually during the cleanse, I'll mix it up a little more, especially on the first 3 days, because I know that it does get more intense as we go through. All right, what to do now? So I already sent you the prep list, but here's some other things that you can do. You want to make sure you join Kiwi Cosmos, start to make your shopping list, test out your blender and juicer, or get one if you don't have one. Clear your calendar to come to the nightly meeting. Make sure you set up a one-on-one with me before, during, and after the cleanse so I can get to know you, and post questions in Kiwi Cosmos so they can be answered and everyone can see them. And just let me know how I can serve you. If there's anything you need, I'm here for you, and I'm really excited, and I'm super glad that you have decided to come on this journey with me. I love you so much, and I hope this video helped. Have a great, lovely day.